Thank you for staying with us. We've been discussing the visit of the Minister of Interior's visit to the fire service station in Wuse and what went down. We have a caller already, Uzo from Port Harcourt. Good morning, Uzo.
Morning. I want to contribute to what people are discussing.
Please go ahead.
Auntie Papa, I love you, but this morning is like me and you, we are going to wear the same trousers. For saying if it's the wicked, everybody here, they have their own area of, I don't want to use the word madness, you understand?
You have used it.
The way we deal with matters different. Like me, I'm somebody that, you understand? But you see some people, they will be calm and do it. So I don't want it to be saying weak as if he's a one nonsense person, so to speak. So that minister, fine, they are doing their job, but do they provide those people the special tools or necessary tools they will use in doing their work?
Okay.
Of course. Because some people, they will hold them salary and you want them to come to work and sit down without going for another business outside. And the way Nigeria is now. So, thank you, ladies. So.
Thank you, Uzo.
Uzo, Papa wasn't alluding to the minister. It was weakness. I had said it. It wasn't about him being weak. It was just style. I was saying his style was very, compassionate. He did not disrespect. We would have wanted, sometimes we buy just the word that word you say you didn't want to use that you use. Will they keep the one for house for the one from outside?
You were saying, Nima, before we went on the break.
So
would you like to finish
the attitude of chief fire service officers are one of final, like a king in his palace, and everybody, working. And most times they like to demotivate younger officers because, it's a promotional work. You continue to climb up the ladder as you are in service till your goal, the goal of every officer is to become chief fire service officer. So that's the goal, and everybody's work that you put in. So he's looking at the most overzealous, the hardworking, the one he thinks is showing off, and demotivating as he goes. He himself if he doesn't have the clear vision of what a chief fire service officer is. And since the day they took away the whole of Ikoyi and Festac as a retirement package for fire service officers.
What do you mean by that?
So in these old days when they were chief fire service officers, you retired with the house you were given. In the eyebrow. Areas, but now that all those ones have gone. So what is the thing what is the motivation at the peak of your career that you're looking for? So you would see them, even most of the time is political appointments. They don't have a clear vision. A full fire service officer who is proudly one that is in service, I would like to see one. How many do you see show off their jobs and their uniform and talk boldly as we see some officers talk? Even the fire service, I don't think they have a PRO.
So those are the questions that we need to dig into, as Uzo also suggested. Mohammed is on the call, although from Abuja. Good morning, Mohammed. Mohammed, are you with us? Good morning. Okay, it doesn't seem so.
Okay. You want to say something?
Ramsey, you can go ahead.
Okay, so I wanted to say that for the minister to go there unannounced, I'm very sure that he must have just maybe signed a lot of money for them to, to have upgraded and all of that. So it's just that he went there and then he has seen that after sending, after maybe, assigning those monies and all of that, and they can still see that things are not done very well. Like when you mentioned when we went to China, there are some things where Nima said that when you go around that place, you just see them sitting down outside doing nothing. I think when we were in China, the safety, when we went to where they have their fire safety equipment, we saw that they had recreational activities. Like there was table tennis, there was basketball, all those things. That sometimes, whenever they are idle like that, they can just go engage in those kind of activities. Because sometimes, when there's most times, it's not every day that there's that fire, a fire outbreak somewhere for them to. So most times they can even stay for like 3, 4 months, 5 months, nothing. So after they have already trained them, they've done everything, they're just waiting for something to happen so that they can just move out. But then there's nothing to do. So they're always sitting down idle. So to keep them busy, they put all those things in place so that they can keep engaging, you know, they can engage within themselves, and there's even a theater in there, a big one for them to go watch movies and at their own leisure time. I think this can be looked into too, to help them. Yes, it will help them so that when something happens, they'll be active enough to respond swiftly.
Yeah, so for me, when we talk about, whenever we see incompetence, Nigerians are also quick to excuse it to lack of funding, the government is not paying us well. You are incompetent, you are incompetent. You have no standards, you don't value your job, you will complain, but you are resuming and collect. The salary no reach, but you they collect them every month, you they collect them for years. The next thing, if anybody complains, they don't pay us well. Are they not paying you? Who is being well paid? Really, if you look at it, everybody you talk to that is any salary will tell you they feel they should earn more. So if we now give the excuse of I'm not well paid, they did not give us this as the reason for us not working well, we will continue. That's where we are. So you see, you want to say?
Let me. Mohammed is back. Good morning, Mohammed.
I think this guy, maybe it's network. I don't know. Hello?
You're live.
You're live. We can hear you, Mohammed. Please go ahead. Good morning.
Hello. Good morning, ladies. I'm very happy with the topic I saw you guys discussing this morning, and I felt I should contribute the little I know about firefighting, our firefighting service. You know, beside the fact that when we grew up, we saw firefighting service, we knew how they were years back, and I happened to have coincidentally stayed with some of them when I was in Lagos. Today I'm in Abuja. Only recently I happened to be in the firefighting service head office, and because as part of my program for my PhD, I had to have a field trip to that place. I'm an ICT specialist. Let me tell you from an ICT point of view, those guys in firefighting service, they are extremely very, very good. But the question is, do they have the necessary tools and equipment before anybody wants to boil down on their neck? That's number one. Number two, other infrastructures are not just virtually not available. I've realized these guys are very well educated, they are good professionals in their fields, but they have no tools to do anything. My suggestion is that the minister, the level of attention he gave to the immigration, where we have passports, the improvement we've got in passport level, let him give at least 50% of that to firefighting service guys. We will see magic. I cannot tell you. I did a field trip there as part of my, PhD program. I'm just telling you from the point of view of my professionalism in the ICT sector, that because I've been in the IT sector for over 20 years, so I can tell you what is which. So please let the minister know that he needs to give 50% of the attention he gave to other agencies to firefighting service. Apart from that, their welfare is extremely very poor. I have to interview some of them privately. So this is just my little contribution. Thank you, and for bringing this topic to the public.
Thank you, Mohammed, for that contribution. Do you want to finish up before we?
Yes, I definitely want to. I was I said that we have the police officers, and there's the conversation around not being well paid. Like the moment you make a complaint about their inefficiency or mediocrity of a few of them, you hear we're not being well paid. But yet I have met other police officers who are earning the same thing like the others that have been displaying a level of indiscipline and abuse of office, that are doing the best with what they have. You can have just one shirt and wash it clean, iron well. You don't need 50 shirts. One, when the minister showed up at that place, if the only 2 machines they have, the 2 of them full with fuel and in good condition, the man now says that, you mean it's only 2 you have? Sir, we kept it in good condition. We will need to have 4 more. We also need A, B, C, D, E. But the one you gave me, I used it well. What we have is the story of the talent. They gave me just 1. So I kept it and hid it because this Oga is a wicked Oga. But somebody else took 5 and multiplied. Somebody else took 2 and multiplied. Whatever we have, even when we say it is not enough, the salary is not enough, condition is not enough, do the best with what you have, because in that best, you will create an environment for much more. But let's stop giving the excuse that it's because I don't have tools, so that's why I cannot do anything.
I hear you talk about, but definitely there's another thing we need to look at, and Mohammed has highlighted quite a few. But let's go on a short break. When we come back, we'll continue with our conversation. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thank you for staying with us. Ladies, we're still discussing the explosive showdown, the Minister of Interior and the Fire Service Chief. So, I
agree with what Tokwe said.
Yes, but you know, I was saying when we come back, we'll look at some of the things that our caller Mohammed had mentioned about how personally the staff themselves are well trained, but they do not have the equipment or the funds really to make that system
So it's an
work.
underfunded agency in every state except maybe Lagos that has really tried, because you know they created a fund for that to look into it. But most states, you should talk to the state governors. In fact, the only beefed up fire service is with the government house. It's for government house. But in Lagos, you find every local government, as in Irede is parked at the Area local government, and we pass it. We see the truck, it gives us relief that within satellite town, there can be, you know, response if there was a fire quickly. And I agree with what Tokwe has said, but I disagree with the managed to. So when you say an efficient, you know, diligent officer doing the best he can with the bare minimum, what the people behind doing budget is that is working. This money, move it to another place. That's what they do. And we don't put priority on the most critical, like fire service response, that we should. Ambulances. Okay. Do you know we lost somebody in my estate just because there was an accident? He took his son to school in Badagry and had a heart condition. No, he had an accident on the Badagry Expressway on his way back into town. At the point of the accident, it wasn't when he died. It was because he was left by the roadside. Everybody that wanted to respond responded, and with their phones and camera till they couldn't get an emergency truck. So we should do, those are the priorities. When you're doing your budget and arranging the money, we should be seeing all of that for internal security, for all of that. Those are the priorities as opposed to, you know, more pays for setting, you know, big men.
Yeah, so we need to, you know, wrap up on this, and I would like to hear your last words on this. What is the lesson to, you know, to learn here? And what would we like to see going forward from the minister, from the Controller General of the Federal Fire Service, as well as those on ground who are doing the work?
I feel that what I would like to say, like I mentioned, is more on scheduled checks to see what is going on part-time. I believe that leadership is about listening. If you're a leader that you cannot take feedback and you cannot listen to the plight of people that are working with you, then you are already not a good leader. So if what the caller mentioned, which is highlighting, and we all know that the fire service isn't as funded as it should be, the leader should listen to the challenges within that sector and be seen as much as possible to be doing the best they can with the resources they have. It will also boost motivation on the side, because they say that they're not giving us what we want to, but you can see that this leader is really trying. That's what many people want. It's not, ideally, I would want all the best, but whatever you give me and you make me understand the sacrifice you use in giving me, I would put in my best with what I have. So we have less people just taking it for granted.
Yeah. Okay, so there's a comment here. They said, will you say because the doctors are not paid well or they are not satisfied with their welfare, then they should go on strike and people die? So what it means is that I think we use this low salary or they are not well taken care of as an excuse all the time. We all know that no matter how much they pay you, it will never be enough to, you know, merge with the services you provide. But at least try your best to make sure that the one that you are doing, you do it well.
Yeah, I think it's okay, you want to?
Yes, I want to say something. So you might not necessarily pay them beyond minimum wage. Minimum wage that is meaning that is the lowest cadre doesn't get lesser than what the national minimum wage is. But you must pay them other, you know, benefits, housing.
Allowances.
They cannot be worried about housing the way our police officers who cannot get places within the barracks closer to their place of posting have to travel from where accommodation is cheaper. Some of our workers, for Lagos, for instance, come from outside Lagos. It's the same across the country. Yeah. You shouldn't make it that difficult. Take care of housing, take care of transportation. You know, at least, you know, health insurance, basic for them. You can then be discussing whether their whatever take home is okay, what is manageable. But with that take home, they then have to worry about even how to buy their own uniform. Some of them have family dependents who they have to carry. They cannot place them on their own health coverage within the service. You know, it's a shame for government to think that a periodic visit to come and shame them would you expose them? And, whereas you are not doing the same thing. How many of these people are not able to afford their own healthcare or their own housing? Every legislator that comes in gets legislative quarters. Yeah. No, it's unfair. Yeah.
Thank you so much, ladies. I think we have passed the message, and we hope that the minister is listening, and we'll see a better fire service. What is the word now?
Going forward.
A better fire service going forward. Let's go on a short break. When we come back, we'll go on to our next topic. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.